Hello, I'm Jennifer Yacuta, and welcome to LUTV Sports, where we will discuss interesting sports topics with our panel of sports reporters. A Colorado teen has made history by signing a letter of intent to play football for a university in Colorado. Becca Longo has signed to play football at Adams State University, a NCAA Division II school. She is the first female to earn a football scholarship to a NCAA school at the Division II level or higher. Longo will be a kicker for the school and also play basketball. According to ESPN, about a dozen women are known to have played college football. None of them, though, were under athletic scholarship. Panel, will we see more females earning college football scholarships in the future?
I definitely think so. Looking at this girl's stats, I've seen guys who can't even do that well. She had made 35 of her 38 extra points and attempted and made a 30-yard field goal. And I personally have seen kickers who can't even do that and are guys. So it shouldn't matter the gender. If you bring that talent to the table, I definitely think you should get a scholarship for it.
I think it's a tribute to women all over the country, just getting to play in college, not just on the men's side, but the women's side as well. I don't want to knock her for being on the football team, but looking at it from a guy's perspective that's a linebacker, he's coming through and there's a gap and he's got to tackle her and put her on the ground. He's going to feel bad about it. That's the only setback that I can see happening, is how the men are going to feel tackling this girl who's not going to be the same build as these men.
That's the one thing I do feel. I feel like it is going to be awkward for some of the football players that they do have to play against, but it's great that the NCAA is giving a woman a scholarship, a football scholarship. It's great that she got this opportunity to play on a football team. I just think, that would probably be the one problem, is those other men. How are they going to feel knowing that there's a woman on the field with them?
I think that the only position where they could actually get a scholarship would probably be the kicker. It's the safest position for a female to play. And honestly, as a female, our bodies are made differently. So there is no way, to me, there's no way that a woman could get a scholarship in any other position other than a kicker.
But it's not like those girls aren't playing those other positions. Monique Howard is a starting right tackle for Pershing High School in Detroit, Michigan. But
that's high school, though. You're not up against these big men that have, that are training. And, you can't look at a guy from, let's say Texas A&M. You're not going to put up a girl up against that big old guy.
It's just an unfair matchup. But there is, her name was Shelby Osborne. She does play as a linebacker. She didn't get a scholarship, but they did allow her to play as a linebacker. That's one of those positions that is one of those tough spots on the field. That's why it would be kind of iffy for a man to play up against her.
Well, I know we say that, but I think it's just a great thing to be able to get in there as defensive back. That's such a leading role on a football team. And then you have Ashley Martin. She was the first girl, played for Jackson State University, a big D1 school, didn't get scholarship money, was the first recorded girl to score a point. How do you think she felt going up against those big D1 football athletes? She went out there and stuck her neck out there, but I bet you those guys were like, what if that was my mom or my girlfriend? I don't want to run her over.
I agree. Okay, well, for our second topic, ladies, the city of Houston has been without a championship in the three major sports since the Rockets in the mid-1990s. The last team to come close was the 2005 Astros, who lost in the World Series. Currently, the Texans are in search of a quarterback, the Rockets are in the playoffs, and the Astros have a 12-1 odds of winning the World Series this year. Which pro team will deliver a championship to Houston first?
I think, the Astros, just because they do have a 12-1 chance, but I don't want to say the Astros because baseball is one of those unpredictable sports. For me, the seasons are so long, I can't keep up with a full season of baseball. It's just one of those unpredictable sports. You really don't know who's in it until about August, since the postseason does start in October. But out of all three teams, I would say the Astros. But if not, it's going to be the Rockets, because the Texans, they're too much in search of a quarterback. They need to help out their defense and their O-line, the Rockets.
The only reason I don't say the Rockets is because look at all the teams the Rockets have to play. They have to play the Spurs, and if they manage to beat the Spurs, which they haven't in the past few years, they have to go up against the Warriors, who's pretty much a stacked team right now. And then if they beat the Warriors, whoever wins they'll have to play them, and most likely it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers by the way it's looking right now in the playoffs. So I just feel like the Rockets have too many obstacles to go through to get there. So I'm definitely going to have to agree with you and go with the Houston Astros. They're leading their division. They're leading the West. They're tied for second in the American League, and then they're fifth overall in the entire Major League, which is a big deal for them.
I think I agree with both of you. The Astros are leading, and they're leading above Angels, Athletics, Mariners, and Rangers. With the Rangers in that fifth place spot, that's huge. That's like the kryptonite for the Astros. Anytime they face off against the Rangers, they lose as a whole in the series. They might win a couple games, but as a series, they usually lose them. And the reason why I say the Astros are the best bet is because the Rockets just don't have the depth the Spurs, the Cavaliers, and the Warriors have. You look at their bench, that's what's carrying the majority of their team. If those starters get hurt, they have their bench to come in. And then the Texans, they're just trying to get a quarterback right now. I mean, really.
Yeah,
I honestly disagree with all of you. The Texans, yeah, they have a quarterback issue. So the quarterback is the heart of the team. So yeah, I don't really, until we figure out who the quarterback will be and how they all mold together, then that's how we'll figure out if they will bring the next championship. The Astros, I'm really big on superstition, and they have that Sports Illustrated jinx on them right now. So I don't know, and it's like you said, Tiara, it's a very unpredictable sport. And I mean, I don't know, I guess I'll just have to go with the Rockets. I think that they have the best possibility of getting the next championship for the Houston.
Yeah, for sure, because they've shot the most three-pointers this season with over 1,181 three-pointers. They're first in that. They just have a team built around James Harden. If you have a team built around someone, they're a pretty good team. You have Patrick Beverly, you have Eric Gordon. Those are two people with James Harden that can shoot the ball. The defense, that's one thing that they do need to work on, because they do allow a lot of points in the paint on defense. But if they work on that, they have two men surrounded by James Harden that can win a championship with them.
And like you said with the Astros superstition, we just watched the Chicago Cubs win after a 108-year drought. So after that, I pretty much believe anything can happen in baseball. So I definitely think the Houston Astros have a great shot at winning it this year.
Tiara, do you think the Rockets, if they ended up going up against the Spurs, who would win?
I think the Spurs are going to win.
So,
I do think the Spurs will win, but if they can get over that hump of beating the Spurs and actually build that team around James Harden, they have a chance of going against LeBron and Curry.
But what about the Warriors?
Are these teams they can beat?
If there's teams they can beat, if they build the team like they're supposed to and get James Harden to not just play on offense like he does, if they get him to play on defense, then yes, it could be.
Well, no matter what your record is, sports is always very unpredictable. You could always, on any given day, any given team could win. So I guess we'll just have to see if Houston will even bring a championship this year. Let's hope that they do. All right, thanks girls and thanks panel. Thank you for tuning into LUTV Sports Break. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for more Lamar University sports. See you next time.